Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, everybody. Welcome to TPIM SR Live. I'm your host, True Powers Mind. Today's date, January 3rd, 2020, the year of our Lord. I'd like to give a real quick thanks to all the new subscribers this new year. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Basically, hold on. I don't know what is going on here. Let's, there we go. All right. So basically, I received a video. All right. And wow, I don't, I don't even know what to say, man. It's totally wow. So without further ado, let's get into it so we can see where this show leads us today.
Welcome to another of these interviews that it's part of the Getting Started series. It's an amazing interview.
Oh, I'm really excited about this one. In fact,
I bet you they are excited about this one. I bet you they are ecstatic about their little presentation. I find it shameful in this day and age. I find it shameful.
This is a late edition. We just shot this one out at Mount Vernon, and it is so powerful that I don't know if we should really say much about it.
It's really powerful. When you guys see this, you'll be like, what the hell? This isn't powerful. This is fucking tragic.
Let's just go ahead and play it. It's you don't need any commentary from us, at least ahead of time.
No, but you're going to get commentary from me during this thing.
So here goes.
Good morning, Brother Marty. Peace and power. Now, I don't know about you guys, but back in the day, if you were a slave, you were forced to work for free. There's no way in hell I would willingly be a slave reenactor for money. See how twisted it is? The real person had to do it for free. But they actually find people that'll come in and play these roles. Let's just watch.
I don't know what you told me to do. Well, afternoon to you. Welcome here to Mount Vernon.
See, this is what they're talking about. Those slaves are so happy. This is the mindset that keeps people. You don't need no why are we going to pay you reparations when you're happy? Why are we going to pay you reparations when you were having a good time singing and dancing? Now, this is the war of attrition. I mean, if you truly wanted to be a part of some sort of, I guess, Civil War or pre-Civil War colonial reenactment, that's your right. I'm not saying that you don't whatever. But the bottom is, does it really help?
And Master Washington's estate is right large. From what I understand, to date he has 8,000 acres. 8,000. Separated into 5 separate farms. This here dog farm is one of the outlying farms, but this here is where myself and my children, we all live right here. Now, Joe, man, I like to call my husband.
Like a slave would actually be thinking like that. This chick will really, in reality, be worried about being raped, beaten, passed around by her master. And it really kind of shows you the dysfunction of the Black family in its conception, at least here in North America. Because this is a matriarchal situation. The patriarch is the white family with the white slave owner. The matriarch is the Black family with the slave mother.
Though it's not legally recognized here in the state of Virginia right now, what with the slave codes.
What would she know about slave codes or any legality? Only thing she'll know, shut the fuck up, get out there and pick me some fucking food. Shut the fuck up, get up in the house and get undressed because I'm about ready to rape you. That's what she would understand. Let's just be honest. That's what would be going through her little world. It wouldn't be all this political mambo jumbo. See, that's what I'm talking about. If you're gonna do a reenactment, why can we not do the real reenactment, brother Fred? How come we can't do the real reenactment? Where she's running around getting her ass beat, raped, jizzed on the face. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gone. I shouldn't have went so far. But I really want to paint a picture that is counter to this narrative. Well, I just sit here and I just sing my songs. Tate, welcome to the show. Let's continue.
Laws and such. Joe, he's a ditcher up there on Mansion House Farm. He is right skilled. Master Washington is right proud of him. And so he spends his time up there, tending to the fields, making sure everything's right. Yes. But on Saturday night, come sunfall, he right down here with me and all 6 of our children.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets to hang out with his family one night a week. Wow.
Oh, goodness gracious, we have been quite blessed. Myself, I work right here on the Oak Farm. I'm a plow woman, sometimes a field worker, if you would.
And you're also a prostitute. Well, not technically a prostitute because most slave women didn't get paid for their services. So I would say rape victim. If I'm not out there in the fields plowing up the field, then I'm being raped on by master and his buddies. Let's continue.
Wish to call it that. Most times women are the ones that work out in the fields. That is the way that.
Did you hear that? Did you hear how this the men are so lazy, even in slavery, they didn't work. It was mostly us women. Out there in the fields. Let's play that part again, man. This is some propaganda bullshit.
Out in the fields. That is the way that it is. We have been quite blessed. Myself, I work right here on the Oak Farm. I'm a plow woman, sometimes a field worker, if you wish to call it that. Most times women are the ones that work out in the fields.
Yeah, right. Brother Chris, peace and power. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're joining me for this sincere commentary and breakdown. So YouTube, once again, this is part freedom of speech. I don't know, maybe, YouTube comes from different parts of the world. Here in the United States, we still have freedom of speech. Tabitha Wood, Sister Wood, peace and power. Happy New Year's to you. Now, see, this type of foolishness here needs to quit. I wish if she took this mammy head wrap off, if she had straight permed hair, processed hair, I'd be like, I would call bullshit. Slaves weren't getting no Jerry curls. If those naps were getting beat off their head, that's one thing, but you wasn't getting processed up.
That is the way that it is around here. But I got a pleasant life, I'd imagine.
Now, why would you imagine something so ridiculous like that? Yeah, I'm basically a prisoner all my life, and it's really pleasant. I get to sing and dance. I have my chitlin. Come on, man. This is some retarded ass propaganda, and all it does is counterproductive to what we're trying to do around here. There's no such thing as a happy slave. You need to pay this woman for her labor. You need to pay her descendants for her labor. Hear no bullshit. I'm blessed and happy, y'all. Cut the fucking check.
A lot less harsh than can be imagined in other places. I got myself in.
What would she know about other places? How well traveled would her being a slave? This is how you see this old bullshit ass script being provided to chick. I mean, I wish they had some real slave reenactment where you walk up to this old bitch ass Mount Vernon and you see them whipping slaves against trees. You see slaves running with their bosoms out, maybe legs ripped, and you see their buttocks. That would be a little more. I know I can't watch this either. When the confidential informant sent me this, Brother Chris, it was with great pain and anger. that I indulged and watched this last night prior to leading off the show today with it. And the only reason why, Brother Chris, I did this is so you guys will know the real play out here. This is going down right now. This chick is probably out there right now today reenacting this particular program. All right. Now, I'm not mad at her. I understand we all have to eat. This is what I'm talking about, the war of fucking attrition. You know, good and well. I mean, come on, man. Brothers and sisters, you go to one of those phony ass reenactment deals as a black person, and they're like, yeah, we need slaves. Here's your costume, and it's hanging a fucking loincloth and a basket with a straw hat. Come on, man.
A nice small garden that I'm permitted to keep. Of course, Master Washington does, as he's supposed to do, gives us our ration of salted fish and cornmeal. Oh, and at harvest time, sometimes we get us some scraps of pork, some spared ribs and the like.
See, this is troubling. This is troubling. If I was a hater, I would watch this show over and over. I would watch this particular video right here over and over if I was a hater of black people. See, they love it. They love being dominated. They love being crushed. That's what this is generating. That's the emotion. It's almost as if I'm hearing, quite literally, right now, spirits of true slaves screaming in anger. It's like I can sense the true slaves yelling at this chick. A smiling face? Master Washington's good to us? What the fuck? Let's continue.
Ooh, bits of the hog that they don't want. We eat it and season it up right nice. Got myself chickens. Yes, keep them chickens as well. And seems of late, Master Washington's been in right good mood. A bit.
Yeah, he jizzes on the back of my neck, girl. Oh, sick ass. Here's the real. You guys want to hear a fucking reenactment? Let me share you a real slave story. Most High, please allow me to articulate this correctly. My name is Nathaniel Washington. I was born right there over them there gullies and hills. My mammy was raped by master. Daddy was murdered. My uncle was castrated by Master Washington. He came back from a hunting trip one day, right mad that his partner shot the deer. Taking his anger out on us helpless slave, he took my uncle. And with his there skin and knife, he pulled it out, pulled my uncle's trousers down, and severed his testicles from his body. Being a slave was a horrible thing. Me and my family worked our entire lives without compensation or dignity. Our voices were kept silent. Our deaths were unnoted. And our agony and sorrow was never, ever exposed. Woo! Let's get back into the show. Thank you, Brother Marty. Peace and fucking power. Let's continue. It's fucking madness.
In that we did have a really good harvest, and he just recently got his distilleries up and running. What with that whiskey? I've never tasted it myself. We get rum around here.
Sure you tasted it, baby. When you were sitting there giving some fellatio to Mr. Washington, you were tasting it on the tip of beep. And furthermore, yeah, let's just continue.
Yeah, when you have a baby, you get yourself some rum and another woolen blanket. I could use some rum about right now. Well, it's good for medicinal purposes and as well for exchange and the like. We are often permitted to go into Alexandria Town to exchange goods and services and the like. Right now, in need of a small portion of jewel fabric.
And not to be critical of her acting, if you want to call this acting, but I think her dialect is a little too sophisticated for a slave of her status. You know, you would think that she would sound a little more common and a lot less the master's mistress.
To make my new babe some garments. I've decided to name him Christopher, my newest babe. Yes. And then there are the others. So I have 3 boys and 3 girls. Quite blessed am I. And imagine life could be a lot harder than it is. But
Once again, where she's getting this understanding that life could be a lot fucking harder than what it is. I don't picture life being too much harder than basically uh, being under the rule of some psychotic, primitive, just a few generations out of the Stone Age character, you know, unwashed, unpolished, run around here, killing people, killing native people, savagely raping women and children and men, uh, doing horrible medical experimentation on them. A lot of slaves were subjected to cruel punishment, from being forced to sleep underwater. If they were okay, a punishment that I've heard, a slave would be forced to be pinned down into Young River by stake, leg and arm, and forced to stay there until death occurred by the river, stream, or pond freezing up around the slave's neck. And so, in other words, they had your ass out there in water, getting hypothermia, slowly dying. And these were, you know, for small infractions. For, you know, sometimes it was just whimsical. Let's continue, man. This is going to be a hard video, y'all.
I'm learning to count each day as a blessing.
No, that's illegal. You cannot learn to count or read. Mathematics and reading were definitely not on your menu. The only thing that you had to be concerned with was your master's drawers and basically being ready for whenever he comes through.
As you should too, I'd imagine. The sun is shining and all my family seems to be in good health. And I'm still on this side of the dirt.
That's not funny. You'll be better off. Anybody in slavery will basically be better off on the other side of the dirt. At least you'll be free. At least you will not be empowering the very beast that's going to enslave your children, your 6 children, remember, Chickie? And all this smiling. See, when you look at her face, why would I pay her reparations, Brother Fred? Why would I give her money, Brother Marty? She's happy, Brother David. Do you not see her joy? Hell, probably need to put her back in slavery so she'll be feeling good.
That's always a blessing to be counted. Hi, I'm Brenda Parker. I portray Scylla, as she's called by her pet name. Her name is
Her fucking pet name? Her fucking pet name? Oh my God. Can we just say Yao's the boss? Yao's the boss. We'll just do whatever you want, boss. Means to know that this here is just like Star Wars, boss. Means to think this is crazy. Bullshit.
Priscilla, and she is one of the field workers out on Dogue Run Farm, which is one of Master Washington's, George Washington's outlying farms. He has 5.
How can you laugh so hardly? Baby girl, I wish I could just talk to her. Baby girl, hold on 1 second. Please, Most High, allow me the correct words. Baby girl who's actually portraying the lady here on the video. If you ever in your life hear this video, that please, I'm not attacking you personally. I'm attacking the people who want to see this type of production come to fruition. Baby girl, I understand we're in a war of attrition. And sister, you have to eat just like the rest of us have to eat. I get that. But for the love of God, remember your actions here portraying this image of being a happy, well-adjusted slave is so counterproductive to what a lot of us folks are out here trying to do, is get reparations to heal the nation. I have nothing but love and appreciation for all humanity. But when I see some BS S&M type madness, because there's a certain sexual component to what we're witnessing here. A submissive black woman, massive, well, and then you could even hear the change of cadence in her voice when she was talking about her quote unquote husband, who's a ditch man or some shit. But when she talked about Master Washington, her eyes just light up and she gets happy in her natural spirit. See, that's what shows me that there's something going on here, y'all. And the lady who's portraying the slave woman here, if you was hurt as a child or if you was done wrong by people, I want to apologize for that. I want to say I'm sorry for whatever hell you went through, but this ain't right. All right, let's continue.
Separate farms. I started at Mount Vernon in the year 2004.
Look at all I see is white faces back there in line. That's all I see back there. This is who this is for. And look at that. Slave ain't having no hair like that. Put out that little fucking processed bullshit. You gotta be a mammy, damn it. Be a total mammy.
I was not in the capacity that I am now. I used to work in the restaurant. I was a server. For 11 years, I've only been up here interpreting for 2. Yes, I do portray other slave women as well. I also portray Caroline Branham.
This is disgusting. I'm sorry. This poor lady, this poor sister here, man, been with these in this situation for damn near 20 years. Just let that sink in. She's been running around on this fucking plantation for damn near 20 years. It's almost as if she's some sort of soul that's trapped. She keeps on being reincarnated, coming back, and is trapped. Let it go. Let it go. Not gonna be a slave no more. Let it go.
She is one of Mrs. Washington's dower slaves.
Yeah, let me be honest. I'm really hard on like a lot of the white men's sexual orientations. But don't get it twisted. A lot of those white women were finger banging, licking pussy, things of that nature on the slave girls. That's just traditional. People don't want to talk about these things. Let's keep it sanitary. No, fuck that. I ain't keeping no slavery sanitary. Got your fucking mind. I'm going to tell you the real deal. You see how freaky these motherfuckers are? Look at, type in Philadelphia Catholic bishop raping boys. Type in school teachers fucking kids. If you don't think these white women on the slave master's family tip or even his wife wasn't finger banging and fisting these women and men on the slaves, you're sadly mistaken. See, when you're dealing with morally debased and corrupt individuals who have no true sense of honor, Because anyone who has slaves, another human being, as a pet, as property, is not moral. You can try to justify it however you want. Oh, it's just tradition or way of life. Well, your way of life is savage. Your way of life is incorrect. And to hold on to such notions lets me know and every other intelligent human being know that you're not about shit. You're just about the savagery. And as soon as you get the power, the hate, the pain, the bloodshed would return. Let's continue.
Dowry, gift of inheritance given to a woman upon her marriage.
Now, hold on. I got to repeat that.
Given to a woman upon her marriage. Our slaves. A dowry, gift of inheritance given to a woman upon her marriage. I used to work in the restaurant. I was a server. For 11 years, I've only been up here interpreting for 2. Yes, I do portray other slave women as well. I also portray Caroline Branham. She is one of Mrs. Washington's dower slaves. A dowry, gift of inheritance given to a woman upon her marriage.
I wanted to play that part. I wanted that to really be crystal clear that she's describing a woman that is quite literally property. You know, like the pair of shoes or a t-shirt that you hand down from one child to another. Now, that's not what a dowry. A dowry is like, you know, you save up for your like she said, your daughter's wedding. And typically it's a trunk at the foot of her bed. You put all this crap that she'll need for her wedding, the material for her dress, money, and all that. And you might as well throw a slave in a box as well. This is just sad. Breaks my heart.
I have a very close, intertwined relationship with both and all of the characters that I portray here on the estate. And the reason being, I feel that they are all my ancestors. They're all my great, great, greats. And that
I come from a long line of mammies.
in speaking for them, I'm allowing them to speak through me and tell our stories the way that they should be told.
Really? Our story should be told, oh, it's just like, you know, we're down on the farm singing and dancing. Sometimes we get our ass kicked because we're not dancing well. Fuck that. What type of story should portray? I'm not seeing the savagery. I'm not seeing the frustration. Really, I'm seeing a woman sitting here when she goes into her little trance that she's basically happy. Master Washington. Ooh. And sometimes some stories need to be forgotten. How many stories about George Washington sitting on a shitter have you ever heard? You know, George Washington went into the outhouse, sitting there fucking looking at a log, taking a dump. Well, that's a story. Does it need to be heard? Fuck no, it doesn't need to be heard. Just like most of the slave shit. And the only reason why it's perpetuated is to continually show that you ain't shit in this fucking country. You wasn't shit back then. You're still not shit today. Now, I know a lot of people will disagree with that. Well, true, you're being kind of harsh. No, I'm not. I'm not being harsh enough, actually. We're dealing with a very, very serious issue. Reparation and reconciliation in the nation. If you're not serious about that, you don't want that, well, then this might not be the show for you. You might want to go to these people's show and watch this old crazy shit and feel good about brutalizing a portion of society.
There have been a great amount of surprises that I have uncovered when I was researching the character roles.
And you know what? When we're researching, once again, when she was participating in a violation of reading, was she reading any of the slaves' diaries? Oops, no. Guess why? Because slaves didn't have no fucking diaries. You don't have time to sit around and write down. For one, you wouldn't have had time to learn how to write to begin with. But secondly, you wouldn't have had time to sit around talking about, let me write my feelings. No, boy, get your ass up and pick me some fucking cotton. Get your ass up and go and get me some corn. Get your ass up and dig me a fucking ditch. Get your ass up and leave so I can come in there and fuck your bitch. That's what time it really was on the old plantation. Do I day.
For my choice in my description. And this not only came as a surprise to me, but some of my coworkers as well. We don't often get a chance to portray characters that are on the outlying farms. So when I was reading and researching her, and I came,
man, this ain't buck breaking, brother. This is winch bending. You know what I'm saying?
Across the group of girls that I like to call the data girls. There were a group of women that were researching and gathering all the material for our new exhibit, Lives Bound Together, and everybody must go see this. And there were all outline form.
She has a hearty laugh. You can tell Sister Girl has a brilliant personality. She has a brilliant, you can tell this. It's just this reenactment thing, man.
Children. She doesn't want to be separated from her children. Researching and gathering all the material for our new exhibit, Lives Bound Together, and everybody must go see this. And there were all the documents, all the ledgers, the farm manager's ledgers, General Washington's ledgers, and there are 2 entries where Scylla runs away. She just goes missing. It was requested more than once that Priscilla go all the way out to his mother's farm, General Washington.
Sister Sandra. Peace and power, sister. If you just got here, I know. I was receiving this video. And brother A1, welcome to the show. This is going to be a very tough video, sister. I just want to warn you. This is a very tough video. It's taking all my energies, man, just to keep it together as much as I have been, because I'm, kind of riding the rail here. But I wanted to give you that disclaimer, sister, because I know your spirit when it comes to these matters. All right, let's continue.
Washington's mother's farm and live and work out there. She's a mother. She has children. She doesn't want to be separated from her.
For one, stop it, wench. The slave has no children. Those are the master's child that came through the slave. And she wants to be upset about getting snatched up. Well, get over it, slave. See, this is the type of reenactment we should have. Justin, welcome to the show. Peace and power. Not some old bullshit ass corn watered down bullshit. I mean, I want if we were gonna see a slave reenactment, I would like to see the old master come from around this tree, smack old girl, just straight up smack the taste out of her mouth, basically rape her there, and then make her go and do some housework. Make her go and do some field work, because that's what time it was on a fucking plantation. It wasn't none of zippity doo dah, zippity yay. I like fucking working for all my life without pay. Nobody wants to hear that bullshit, except for the people who eat this type of shit up. Hold on, let's continue.
Children. So she just goes missing. See, as an enslaved character, as an enslaved person, they have no rights, no say over what happens in their life. By her choosing when she was going to leave and when she was going to come back, she was usurping a little bit of power, just a tiny bit of power. And so I like to think of her as very strong.
No, very strong, straight up would be sneaking up there in the fucking kitchen, putting her menstrual blood in Mr. Washington's fucking like Bloody Mary if he drinks Bloody Mary. You know what would be super strong is taking some fecal material and, sneak it up there once again into the kitchen. And then Mr. Washington has some chocolate chip cookie. He gets a little nougat in there. I think you guys see where I'm going at with the bravery bit. There is no choice. You got that right, Sister Sandra. And see, these, once again, I'm not throwing the sister under the bus here who's doing this presentation, but it suggests that she had a little pop. Man, that is so undermining to the reality of this thing. Why don't we say it like it really was? Why don't we say it like we were told by our people? It was a horrible situation. Beth left alone. Let it be forgotten. But if you're going to keep on bringing this bullshit back like it was such a good damn thing, well, you know what? When it's your turn to be enslaved, I don't want to hear you say nothing but zippity doo dah, and you better be saying it with a fucking smile. My Israelite brothers and sisters know what I'm talking about there. When it's your turn to be a slave, because you're refusing to reject this bullshit, when it's your turn to be a slave, you have better be doing the fucking jig and saying zippity doo dah. Because the next slave masters, because apparently we don't want to get rid of the slavery thing. The next slave master ain't gonna be playing.
Independent mother that's willing to do whatever it took to make sure that she could stay.
Yeah, everything it took except for fucking killing the master and fucking escaping the fucking plantation and raising her family in fucking freedom. Everything except for that shit. Here we go down the road of the strong fucking woman, strong single fucking woman, blah fucking blah. Talk about dysfunction, man.
And so I like to think of her as a very strong, independent mother that's willing to do whatever it took to make sure that she could stay with her children. And she ended up staying with her children in the end. Very smart woman. Yes, I admire the fact that she was very, very strong, not only mental.
Yeah, she's so admiring this fact so much she's about ready to bust out fucking crying. Oh, fucking sister Sandra. Oh, so fucking, she was so strong. God, this is, oh my God, man. Yes, it is continuing to destroy the family.
Strong, but physically strong, as she ended up being a plowwoman. And I imagine you have to have a strong mental and emotional fortitude as well as a physical body as well to maintain life. And in that kind of 18th century setting, being born under the circumstances that she was born under. So she's well to be admired for her fortitude, her mental stamina as well as physical stamina. Whew.
Right there, I believe it's the spirits of the ancients is smacking the fuck out of this chick, saying, "You know you wrong, girl."
Scylla has affected me in that I've come to realize that I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was.
No, you're not. No, you're not. If you were strong, you'd be like, man, I ain't getting out here and clowning for you people to feel good about slavery. I ain't getting out here trying to put a fucking happy face on, that'd be like somebody coming up with Deutschland. All right, we're gonna have a Jewish concentration camp reenactment. Goyim. And I want, to have these Jew, when the commandant came in, and and she's just smiling. You will never see a Jew smile up there in a concentration camp reenactment, but they want us brothers and sisters to be smiling and singing zippity doo dah. This is what's so utterly disgusting.
You can tolerate a lot if you, pardon me, take note of the blessings that you're given.
Slavery is not a blessing. Liberation, freedom is a blessing. Anything else, it's a fucking curse. Why don't you say it? Say it. Fucking say it. We were cursed like a motherfucker to be under the yoke of this motherfucker. No, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be fucking beat down and fucking work forever and not fucking get paid, not have dignity, not have the fucking power to direct a family in the way you want to have it directed. Nope, everything's up to master. What a blessing. Disgusting.
Husband recently came through horrible sickness, but he's here with me today. All of our children are so healthy and well.
She knows she's lying.
I'm grateful for that. I have an awesome kick butt job at Mount Vernon. I know so many people that would love, love, love to have this job.
Well, she must be fucking living in fucking pathetic hollow. Pathetic hollow. Hollow acres. I know a lot of people who would love to have that job. Really? Because someone ever fucking suggested to this guy, hey man, why don't you be a slave reenactment motherfucker? I would probably fucking, yeah. I would not be cool with saying no to that job.
So I'm grateful for that.
And what I mean by not being cool, in other words, I wouldn't just simply say, like, say, Sister Sandra, you walk up to me, hey, Brother True, hey, I want you to be a slave. Well, I know you wouldn't do no crazy shit like that, so the energy is not correct. Let's say, hold on. Her soul is gone. You know it's obliterated, sister. You can see it in her face. She's up here clowning for these, and let's be honest, the Edomites filming this shit. She's up here clowning for them, and she knows she's just being treated like a $2 whore, only getting paid 2 bits. Yeah, I this shit just, I don't know. It affects me.
Yeah, she's taught me that I'm a whole lot stronger than I ever thought I could be.
Yeah, slavery taught me, girls and boys, that I was a whole lot stronger. I can get out there and plow fucking shit, and after I get finished plowing, I can get raped on. Well, really, since Master's not really packing too much, that was probably relatively easy for her to endure. But I don't know. Let's just continue.
I'm born this pretty brown skin. I'm really strong.
Something seemed fake about that last statement. Listen to it.
So I'm grateful for that. Yeah, she's taught me that I'm a whole lot stronger than I ever thought I could be. I'm born this pretty brown skin. I'm really strong. I'm normally not this weepy, really, I'm not.
No, but whenever Mass is around and I'm showing out, I really get the emotional juices flowing. Yeah, I was a boss.
I was talking to somebody earlier today, and there have been comments made to me very unfeeling. I'm not going to say that they were intentionally trying to be harsh or cruel. And those particular
I see that. She is shaking her head. No. She's trying that's her soul giving you out codes.
comments in the comments were, how could you as a Black woman do this? How could you portray our ancestors in such a negative light?
Well, you just don't know how much money I'm getting paid, yeah. See, I'm getting my reparations. It's called a paycheck, girl. Oh, bullshit ass fucking bullshit.
And then I just respond to them, who else to tell our stories better than us?
Like I said, George Washington went to the shitter many a times, the outhouse back then. I don't hear no story about him taking a dump, how gnarly it was, how stinky it was. The whole experience of slavery was gnarly and stinky. And you know what? The only thing I would like to see coming out of it is a reparation check. I would like for that to be cut to Sister Sandra. I'd like for it to be cut to Brother Marty. I'd like for it to be cut to Brother Chris. I would like to be cut Brother A1. I'd like for it to be cut to every man, woman, and child who's born in that pretty brown skin in these United States of America, get compensated for what we had to endure building this motherfucker up. Well, the reason why they're uncommon, I'm going to go to some of the comments even on this video and show you what time it is out there, yeah.
I feel like I am driven to give voice to my ancestors. I absolutely have.
See, look, there it is. These little girls out here are gonna be thinking slavery's cool. They like being slaves, yo. Look at the young people. These young kids are gonna look at this chick thinking she likes to be a fucking slave, man. So when they throw her grandbabies into fucking ovens, you have no one to blame but your fucking self. Cut the fucking check and quit playing.
Have to speak for them. There's a scripture in the Bible that says,
"Oh, don't get me fucking started."
As one of the prophets came upon a valley of bones, and
her laugh now it's becoming obnoxious. You can tell she's the type of chick that laughs when she gets unfucking comfortable. Hold on, let's look at her.
To tell our stories better than us. I feel like I am driven to give voice to my ancestors. I absolutely have to speak for them. There's a scripture in the Bible that says one of the prophets came upon a valley of bones. And the question was proposed to him, will these bones be made flesh? Will they come to life? And I feel like if I don't bring to life, if I don't speak, then the rocks and the bones and the trees will start speaking for us and telling our stories for us. So I have to do it. I can't not do it. And I count it a joy. I count it a privilege to be able to do it.
That's sad for her. And yes, they did throw the babies to alligators. They also did cooling session, Sister Sandra, where they would take typically a man, put ropes on his arms, his legs, tack him down into a river. And then over the course of the night, the river would quite literally freeze up all the way to around dude's head. Just the head would be exposed and the body would be frozen, obviously dead. It was a form of punishment and killing. There was all kinds of creative ways they killed us back then. You don't hear about those stories. Why? Because you only find those stories in secret societies. But you'll get the fucking shoe shine, yowza boss, we love it, zippity doo-dah bullshit. How many slaves just had their head busted open with a rock? How many slaves had sticks rammed up their rectum, out their mouths? How many slaves had arms slashed up, cut up, dogs eating on live flesh? How many slaves had maggots in their wounds that were untreated, that would putrefy? And the maggots would come busting out of these cysts. Yeah, see, you don't want to see those stories like that now, do y'all? Oh, true, this is gross. My cup of coffee. Can we just get back to the smiling niggers? Let's go.
In same manner, I have received compliments and praise from people in the forms of embraces that just touch my absolute very soul.
Well, you know, if I was some sort of racist guy, I would want to embrace a slave. I would want to get that fucking over the top feeling that, yes, I can abuse this motherfucker. Well, the same way a dominant person embraces a sexual sub, you know, the S&M crowd. I beat the shit out of you all night long. But before we go home, you know, I go back to being a stockbroker. You go back to being a school teacher. I give you a warm embrace. Oh, that was beautiful. Now, at least you do that by your own will. You know, you let me beat your ass all weekend. These slaves were born into this shit. They didn't have no choice. Now, you know, a lot of people are like, you know, true, you're wrong. You know, this is history and what's all about. No, this is watered down, fucking buck breaking. You know, bucks like to get stuck by Ed Buck type bullshit. Let's continue.
Or speaking to somebody and bringing them to tears for they have that moment of clarity or realization that what they had thought wasn't necessarily true or the complete story. And to me, those are the best forms of compliments. Or when somebody simply says, I never looked at it like that before.
Yeah, you're making it look so cool. You're making it look like slavery is a good thing. You're making it look like slavery empowered Black women to be strong. You're making it look like, you know, Black men were weak and lazy. And that's why y'all were slaves. You're so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for freeing me. You know, now I can go around and not be guilty about what my people did to yours. Thank you. Oh, come here. Let me give you a hug, my little pickaninny. Disgusting fucking bullshit.
That's all I try to do, is to get people to see things from a different perspective that they hadn't thought of before. I think that's probably what most of us try to do, is not necessarily give you the facts or present history.
Now, if you're not giving us facts or you're not presenting history, then what the fuck you do? Oh, propaganda. I forgot, silly rabbit. When you don't present real history and you're not giving up facts, then you're really giving up fucking propaganda. Chick, you're giving up the wrong type of propaganda, though. Cut the check, get on reparations, so then your ass don't have to be out there acting like a slave. You'll have your money.
But to give you a different way of looking at things and to actually feel something when you're learning this. If I can make you feel, I've done my job. Whether it's anger or disgust or embarrassment or shame or joy or sorrow.
It's funny how everything she's describing, what she evokes people to feel, is all negative emotion, except for joy. Listen to her. Listen to how she breaks this shit down.
Whether it's anger or disgust or embarrassment or shame or joy or sorrow or pity. If I can make you feel, I did good.
Yeah, you did. You did good for Masters and his descendants. You're keeping the mythos that slavery was good for us. You know, for all my Black Christian brothers and sisters, don't forget, if it was not for the joy and love of slavery, we would never came into the knowledge of the love of Jesus Christ. So, yes, thank the Master for slavery. Thank him, because through slavery, now you got a shot at eternal life through your Lord Jesus Christ. Disgusting as fuck. Shameful, absolutely. Anger, probably so. Joy, hold on. Let's listen again.
Or embarrassment or shame. Different way of looking at things.
She knows exactly what she's evoking in people. And this message is to you Black folks. It's to us Black folks. Maybe even to me in particular. This is what she thinks of your fucking emotions right here.
Actually feel something when you're learning this. If I can make you feel, I've done my job. Whether it's anger or disgust or embarrassment or shame or
anger, disgust, embarrassment, and shame. What about happened to joy, victorious, empowered, appreciated? She only names one positive attribute, and it's joy, but it's right in the middle, purposefully middle, and all this other hateful shit. Hold on.
Or joy or sorrow.
Dude, this is MK Ultra programming. MK Ultra.
Or pity. If I can make you feel, I did good. Or courage. Courage.
Yeah. Yeah, you're so brave to get up here and be our mammy. Oh, I did not mean to say that. I did not mean to say that. I'm not trying to attack this woman personally. I am not trying to attack this woman personally, because that would be wrong. She is a fucking victim just like the rest of us. But I am going to attack the character, the thing that she's trying to evoke. That's fucked up.
Courage to be brave enough to stand up and speak for yourself. So,
yeah, and that ain't courage. Liberation's being fucking brave. Saying, no, we ain't gonna fucking go out like this. We're gonna get our fucking checks and we're gonna become economically viable. That's being fucking brave.
My bringing history to life, I'm hoping that it is helping people to start to appreciate our rich, beautiful, diverse history that we have here in this country. And by being able to speak to the
what the fuck is rich about slave life? And what's beautiful about that? She's playing the mammy to the hill. You know it. Hold on, listen to this whole crazy bullshit one more time.
Start to appreciate.
I will never appreciate slavery. Fuck that. I'm going on the record. I will never appreciate that shit. There was no good that came out of slavery. Even to my evangelical friends, I know you guys want to think, well, we wouldn't have known Jesus if it was for slavery. Well, you still might not know shit either. A lot of that shit was pretendo, dude. A lot of those stories were taken out of context, just like this chick and this fucking slavery's okay bullshit.
Our rich, beautiful, diverse history that we have here in this country. And by being able to speak to the lesser spoken about aspects of our American history, that they would start to gain a bigger appreciation for everything that has taken.
Chick, motherfuckers didn't appreciate a slave when you was a slave. They ain't gonna appreciate you now either. Slaves are never meant to be honored nor appreciated. They're just meant to be used, discarded. Dude, what the fuck? Where's this bitch reality at? Yeah, a brave slave. I'm a brave black woman slave. Ooh, that shit's only some fantasy shit good for fucking self-masturbatorial purposes.
In place over the period of times and decades and centuries and what have you to get us to where we are right now. This awesome, strong, diverse country that we have here. Imagine it was your story 3 generations from now.
Yeah, I would imagine that they'll be fucking us up if that was their story. Talk about scripted. Yeah, this is scripted bullshit. Our awesome, diverse country. Has she not seen any police shootings lately? Has she not taken a ride down to South Carolina, go up into that AMA church and see those bullet holes from that awesome gun battle that happened in that awesome church? Come on.
Now that somebody wanted to tell, would you want somebody that is not related at all?
I would want someone to do a Jewish Holocaust fucking reenactment. And I want to see how the Jews do their reenactment. When they have the SS men walking around and shit, I want to see how they do. Oh, what? We don't do, seriously, think about Sister Hinton. When's the last time you heard about a Jewish Nazi Holocaust reenactment? When? When you don't, and you won't. You know the reason why? Because the Jews understand respect and they understand perception. They understand that if they go out here and they have their own people doing some old clown shit, that it makes the whole group look bad. We don't get it because we're not really about group dynamics, are we? Let's just be honest. I mean, we can even look at the reparation issue. That will help you no matter if you're rich or poor, no matter if you're gay or straight, no matter if you're conservative or liberal. As long as you're black, it will help you in your economical situation. No, I don't want no reparations. I want to be able to look at Sister Girl and, this chick is still taught her bullshit. She'll just have a check in her pocket. Oh boy, these haters are eating this one up. They loving it. You know they are. See, I told you they'd love to be enslaved, Earl.
To stand and to read a narrative disconnected? Or would you want somebody that is possibly connected to your lineage, to your line, to express the fears, the concerns, the love, the hope that must have gone through the very heart?
Look at her, how uncomfortable she is. She just keeps laughing. This bitch is one of these chicks that, shut up and tired and get up out there. Okay, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna beat your ass, you stupid hoe. Don't beat me up. She starts laughing when she gets uncomfortable. Watch.
To your lineage, to your line, to express the fears, the concerns, the love, the hope that must have gone through the very heart and soul of these people. You have to do it because if we don't speak, who's going to speak for?
Like I said, who's going to tell you the story about George Washington shitting on a log by Valley Forge? I mean, there's stories there. He pissed in the river. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Same thing goes true primarily with this, except for, once again, he wants to hear this. Oh, the majority of the population. Those old boys who want slavery to come back.
For us. It'll be just the same as you say, I can never do that. Somebody else will say, I could never do that. And the next person says it softer. And the next person says it softer. Until it's all but forgotten.
Oh, there's a good idea. Let's forget slavery. After you remember to cut a check for it, and then we can forget it. But yeah, forgetting slavery might not be a bad thing, chick. Just saying.
And we can't be forgotten.
The fuck you can't. You wasn't fucking remembered even when you was a slave. When you was a slave walking around, that motherfucker didn't give a fuck about what you had to say. If you had anything to say too crazy, they'll cut your fucking tongue out. Don't get the fuck on with this whole slavery, fucking dignity and respect bullshit. I want to hear no happy slave shit. I want to hear some fucking slaves wanted to kill some motherfuckers and get free. Want to hear that?
We just can't.
How come we don't do a fucking a slave revolt? I'd be cool. This would be cool if during the middle of this bullshit they have a slavery revolt and you see people getting their ass kicked, shit like that. Yeah. But walking around, I'm a mammy, you a mammy, we a mammy, here's a mammy. Fuck that.
So speak up. I done what you told me to do.
So we brought this interview to you now because
because she can say things that we can't say as white guys.
this one is so much different than the ones we've done before.
Any white, you better be suspect. Any white dude talking about, hey man, let's do an 18th century reenactment, brah. You better be skeptical than a motherfucker. You go out in the woods with that motherfucker, you might not come back.
This is a totally different environment, totally different sort of experience that she tries to give these guests. And, it's a completely different kind of person that she's even presenting.
A person? Dude, she's presenting property. Property is not person. You want to be a Mr. Oh, we could 18th century style. Why don't you be fucking real about slavery? Slaves are not people. They're not corporations. Corporations are people too. Slaves are fucking just tools. Motherfucks.
She's not at an event, like a historic event that where the last two had occurred, but this is at Mount Vernon, at a historic site with 1 million visitors a year.
So 1 million people get to see these happy slaves. Yes. Yowza balls.
Well, 1 million plus, yeah.
Right. 1 million plus visitors a year that come through this. So she gets to interact with a lot of different people. And I think
I wonder how many of these old fat fucks hit old girl up for fucking sex. Like, look, chick, come over here. I tell you what, if you stay in your little mammy outfit and suck me off, I'll give you fucking $1,000. You probably hear fucking yowzy boss.
I mean, one of the big quick takeaways here is this is very brave for her to be able to do this.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, she was so nervous. I mean, she confessed to us that she'd been fretting over this for 3 days prior to the interview.
Yeah, but I'm just such a fucking yowza boss motherfucker. I don't care. When y'all come at me, I'm just gonna yowza boss it up.
But beyond just the courage that it took to do the interview itself.
Since when is being a slave so brave? You have the courage to sit there and never fight me. Never look into my cold blue eyes and say, motherfucker, I'm going to fucking take your head and fucking leave this motherfucking plantation with that motherfucker as a soup bowl. Now that's brave. But to sit there and be like, no, yowza balls, I've worked my whole day. Yowza balls, I'll teach my kid to work for your kid. Yowza balls, blah, 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 blah. I don't see that being brave. I just see that as you're just doing what you got to do to survive.
To portray an enslaved African woman takes an amazing amount of
and they're pushing the whole African narrative. They're not even gonna don't forget, many of us was already here in North America prior to Columbus showing up. Many of the actual Native Americans were actually black folks. They nappy hair and all, brown skin, blah fucking blah, man. Let's a couple more seconds, and then I'm going to show you some of these punk ass comments on this thread. And then we got, I was thoroughly disappointed at this particular at this particular deal. Once again, the woman that's in the presentation, no ill against you. I get it. We live in a very fucked up world. You got to do what you got to do to eat. I get it. But man, come on, man. If we could just have a little bit more backbone, what would be totally brave is for her to be like, you know what? I'm not going to play a role of a fucking slave. Fuck you, fucking cunts. That would have been totally fucking brave of her. All the black folks working on Mount Olive or Mount Vernon or wherever the fuck, if they would all just stood up in unity. You know what? Yeah, why the fuck are we gonna be out here cutting the grass on this fucking raggedy motherfucker serving food up in this bitch? Fuck that. Get some white boys and girls up in this bitch and let them fucking play off at the slaves. You want to be blackface, put some blackface and get your ass out there and let that shit run like some crazy ass man scare. But as for us real brothers and sisters, no, we're gonna get our reparation checks and we're gonna go on and go to vacation. We're going to go on and build us a nice little home. We're going to go on and live our lives while you guys sit here circle jerking about what a great time the fucking 17th, 18th century was. Disgusting fucking shit.
Courage, bravery.
And she talks about some of the resistance that she gets from doing this portrayal. But
code word for you niggas need to shut the fuck up out there. You leave our mammy alone, motherfucker. That's code word. Some resistance. Sister Sandra, you are the resistance.
And she talks about some of the resistance that she gets from doing this portrayal. But
just a real quick survey. If you've been listening to the show this long, please, if you're resistant to what the old girl is saying, could you please type a 1? And if you're for what she's talking about, slavery's cool and everything, just type a 2 so I can know where everybody's at. I'm typing a 1. I normally don't vote in my own post, but on this one, I'm typing a fucking 1. Yeah, I'm definitely part of the resistance on this one.
Then why she does that, and I think that's powerful in and of itself.
Yeah, the last few comments that she made about how if it's not her, if it's not someone else who gives these people in the past a voice, then their voice.
Well, you know what? Why don't you give the people of their descendants, the people of the past descendants, why don't you give us a check? And then we can start figuring all this bullshit out. You don't have to go to Mammy in the night. Mammy in the night. Will you come and say that slavery's all right? Fuck that bullshit. Let's continue. Mammy in the night
is going to die out.
Right. And those are stories and things that we need to know about, not just that, that.
Yeah. We need to know that we keep these black people and have them fucking enslaved. We need to know this shit. No, you don't. It's not good for your psyche either.
That the story dies out, but that we need this story. We need.
We need this. We need this encouragement so we keep black folks fucking down. We forget that we used to brutalize these motherfuckers. Then, it's going to be very bad for us. We got to make sure that they know. Retarded fucking shit, man. Cut the check. You got that right.
We need to understand what's going on within history, what's going on within these characters, the strength, the knowledge that they had. We need to understand this. And that's one of the reasons why we do living history the way we do it and why she does it the way she does it. It doesn't translate the same when it's in a book.
Right.
Yeah. Because we all know from that point in time, it was a white person writing that book because most black people could not write legally. You know what I'm saying? Oh, here we go. Here she is again. I guess old girl has a YouTube situation. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I don't normally. Oh my God. So her whole stick is she's enslaved. It's fucking George Washington. Here she is. She's on. Oh man, they're just. Oh yeah, they just putting her all out there now. They got a fat white lady with her, and They're just fucking living the dream. All right, let's go into some of these comments, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. I wanted to talk about more things, but it's like I got sucked into this. And believe it or not, that interview, right? That interview was only 16 fucking minutes, but it's ballooned to an hour and 10-minute fucking video commentary. See, this guy, man. Hold on. Look. I'm baffled how someone would consider this a negative light. This is Georgian Bowhunter. He wrote this bullshit 2 years ago. I'm going to actually read it how it should correctly be written. I'm baffled. How could someone consider this a negative light? She is portraying a historical truth. Black people did not voluntarily become slaves. Great job, Brenda. I appreciate your emotions without hatred. Yeah, I appreciate the fact. I'm going to translate this to you uninitiated. I appreciate the fact that you know that we fucked your people over and you still don't hate us in no way, shape, or form. And you're willing to come out here and yowza boss for us. You're a great, great woman. All right, here's Tamara in. Brenda Parker portrays of Celia might be the entire reason I go and visit Mount Vernon. She's amazing. She speaks, and I can feel her, and all I want to do is hug her and keep her on Miss Brenda, or keep on Miss Brenda. Wow. Her speech pattern characteristic seems to be on spot. My grandma is from Richmond, Virginia, and she has a similar cadence in her speech. Beautiful interview. We must never forget. Pathetic. Okay, being white, I can wait. Here it is, right here. This is Christina Teresa. Okay, all right, here. So y'all can see the name. Okay, being white, I just cannot see why Black people would say this woman was portraying her ancestors in a negative light. People have to stay alive, and it took emotion and psychological strong person to see. This is the problem, Christina. This is the fucking problem. You being white, you're actually feel guilty and shameful for doing some bullshit like that. Not like, hey, I don't understand, we all got a bada bing, bada boom, what? And you're gonna go through here and out of these 17 fucking hundred comments, and I looked at a lot of them, you're gonna notice a pattern. Most of these white folks in unison. No, this is a good thing, man. We get this is history we can get behind. Yeah, someone give this woman a freaking Oscar already. Slavery is evil that should be fall none. Solomon North think harshly about what Brenda does. History, even the bad parts must be told. We didn't repeat. Yeah. But we're not going to do slave rebellions. We're not going to talk about slave rebellions. We're not going to talk about any empowerment of Black folks. No, we're only going to focus on the history that shows them being fucking like little pets. Oh, I'm just happy, boss. Thank you, boss. Got a piece of cornbread, boss. And these were all 2 years ago. Think about what's happening in the country 2 years ago. This was after Trayvon. This was after Mike Brown. She's freaking amazing. I'm so happy she said she wanted our story to be told by us. Oh, yeah. Oh. The sun is shining. All my family seems to be in good health, and I'm still on this side of the dirt, making Massa strong so he can terrorize and injure more Black people. Totally awesome. Wow. Here's something. Thank you for this video. As a descendant of slave. Yeah, right. It's difficult to find healing because so much of our history includes pain. Hearing the story of this woman makes me proud because it shows the strength of my, I guess I don't understand why it stopped. The strength of my, see, this is the negative consequences of this propaganda. Got Black people talking about, this interview makes me forget about the pain and shame. It makes me feel good that we're slave, man. Fuck that. Slavery is a bad fucking thing. Here's Becky, another tough one. Thank you for this interview. I hope we make it to Mount Vernon while she is still there. Amazing woman. Yeah. I wonder how many times she gets called a nigger. Probably not at all, honestly, while she's working, because these white folks are so happy to see a fucking coon and buffoon up there. They don't want to go and fuck that up. You don't gotta call a person a nigger if they're acting like one. My bad. My bad. Here, this is from Barbara, not Sister Barbara from the show, some other Barbara. And I'm gonna tell this is gonna be some bullshit, because I guarantee you every fucking negative comment was plucked out of here. And you're only gonna see comments. And once again, the people who put this particular webpage here up, they're all playing into the propaganda, because you ain't gonna see one fucking negative bull fucking comment. But here's Barbara's comment. As a black woman, I know how you feel when those who do not understand why you do what you do say the awful things you say. I don't get that. She didn't say shit awful. I do things they don't understand too. I spin, I knit, I weave, I crochet, and have understanding that enslaved women often did these things, various tasks in the big house. And your values was based on what you knew in the big house. Oh my gosh, here's some more fucking self-deprecating bullshit. It would be a great deal of fun to portray such a woman who had the skills and made things that last throughout time. Long after you were gone, this was the case with so much work that enslaved in this country did. Keep going, Celia. Yeah, silly. Tell that story. It needs to be heard. Oh, please. She is correct in every way. As a white America, this doesn't make me feel guilty. And that's the sad bit. This, whoever this Victor or whatever, as a white American, this does not make me feel guilty, which it was designed not to make you feel guilty, by the way. It makes me feel a sense of perspective for what people in my homeland's past went through. Slavery was and always will be evil stain on mankind's soul. Brenda managed to make one see the suffering of someone else without a burden of guilt. That's bad. That's bad. Right there is the most damning thing. Hold on, let me get this bullshit in the frame so y'all can see what this fool fucking wrote. Because that right there is the most damning thing. That's like saying, after reading, Conrad Jewenstein's story about the here it is. Here it is, right here. As a German, when I watch Conrad Finkelstein do his interpretation of what it's like to be a Jewish slave in the internment camp, it made me feel not guilty. Now, I know genocide and mass murder is a stain on the human soul, but kudos to Finkelstein to manage to make one see the suffering of someone else without feeling the burden of guilt. You see how that works? Code for whites. Don't make me feel guilty. You see how that works? This is what's so damning about that particular presentation. Because you should feel guilty. You should feel very, very extremely guilty and shameful, to the extent to where you get with us, you decent white folks. I ain't talking about the haters like these people. I'm talking about you decent white folks. You need to be aboard getting reparations for us black folks. You need to be on board saying, you know what? We were wrong. And I don't care what these other white folks are saying. They wrong, they evil. Us good, decent white folks are going to make sure that we get y'all the check you deserve. Slavery was some bullshit, and we're ashamed of that. And the way we're going to make amends of, because we're decent folk. We're good people. We're going to cut you black folks a check. We're going to cut you descendants of slaves a fucking check, because you guys deserve it. No more of this bullshit. slavery, this and that, because we recognize, because we're decent white folks, we recognize that it wasn't for you slavery, the labor for slavery, we would never have this country to begin with. That's why we want to make it right, and we want to cut you a check. And guess what? Even after we cut you your check, you still can talk about slavery. Just because you have a little money in your pocket don't mean you have to forget about slavery. Never forget. It's just that you can be remembering slaves on your vacation. You can remembering slavery as you're paying your bills and sending your children to private schools. Hopefully, they're being taught by people of your yoke, not people of my yoke. I'm just saying that would be a decent white person saying that. That's what it's about. Let's do a couple more of these comments, and then I got to end the show for today. What a powerful show. This is from Dark. All right. Wow, this actually made me tear up, when rightfully so. Tear up in anger. This was so inspiring. Inspiring in what way? How is this inspiring? It inspires me to want to go out and get some slaves and smack them the fuck around. Brenda is a brilliant historian. She just, the bitch told you what she was doing was not historical. It wasn't factual. See, this is that whole going with the wind bullshit. This is the whole Little Rascal and Butt Week type shit. Some black minstrel bullshit. Yow's balls. Yow's balls. This is what we do for a handful of fucking money. These people want, you got that fucking right, Sister Hinton. I didn't mean to cuss at you, sister. I'm sorry. I'm in a certain zone. I did not mean to cuss at you, my sister. Oh my God. I'm just in a zone. And I should not take it out on the chatters at all. But this shit pisses me the fuck off. How these motherfuckers can sit here and type this. Who would type this book? This is so important. In England, we don't even have this connection to the past because it happened over there. So we play down how wealthy it made us and concentrate on the Industrial Revolution. Ew. You know, England had slavery. Fucking fool. It's just that England's smart enough not to be bringing that bullshit up. But over here, as the wealth of the nation is spirited off to places like England and the elite city of London, more and more, the ones who have been left behind, and I'm talking about the white folks who have been left behind at this point, most of the white folks here in the United States were just left behind. Their richer cousins took the family wealth and already vacated the premise, and they kind of leave the scum behind. And I'm sorry, Yao. Those who are decent white folks understand what I'm saying is true. They do. They know good and well that their fucking cousins took the fucking loot and they're back in England or in Europe kicking it, or some other part of the world kicking it. While this motherfucker here about ready to go down. I want to read one more. Now, I will agree, amazing, such a beautiful woman, and so. I'm not going to, if you notice, I did not say, look, I did not say that old girl was ugly. Old girl was actually pretty. All right? Really pretty in the face. Extremely. But what she's doing in an intellectual way is quite ugly. Physically, no. But psychologically, yeah. So, her name is Brenda Parker. And guys, please, if you do happen to go and check out, please don't be nasty to her. We all got to eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm just bringing this to your attention because this was brought to my attention. Yeah. And these dudes that doing this shit, hold on. I want to show y'all something real quick.
In African and Native American in particular, cooking styles, grilling something over a wooden framework for a period of hours, or over a hole in the ground for a period of hours, is particularly,
There's another slave. They got the boy too. Like, these guys go all out. He's gonna make the dude cook his ass some food. Cook me some food, boy.
Portion of the meat, which is deep. And also I scored this section of beef rib and put a little bit of garlic inside.
Like I said, I was sent this stuff to review, man. I lost my shit. I'm so sorry, y'all. I normally, you guys know me. Normally, I don't get emotional with the shit. I just come out and tell you guys the news, and I go on about my business. But today, today was different. I got emotional. Fuck yeah, I did. And I'm not ashamed of it. Fuck it. It is what it is. Check out the news real quick, and then we're gonna fucking roll out, man. Trump rattles Midwest with risky strike. Blah blah blah. Terrorist general. Top Iran commander killed. Strikes on Baghdad airplanes, crashing revenge. Sleeper cells in the United States. Fear of cyber attack begins with a bang. Yeah. 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 Master's about ready to get his Christmas gift from Kim Jong-un, or ill. Ready, civil war with Biden? Wow. Post joke. Wow. Dying has become luxury in crisis ridden Argentina. This is so sad. Okay, yeah, well. You know, check out the headlines. It looks like there's a lot of bullshit going on. Look at this. Disposable corn holder. Judge ruled baby can be taken off life support against family wishes. You don't believe me? There it is right there, slaves. Okay? Like I said, the white folks that have been left behind in America are just slaves now. They're nothing special. The decent ones, you guys could be special if you force the rich bastards to cut the black folks a check. Send it to slaves a check in the United States. If you're decent, you'll be for it. If you're not decent, well, you know what? Then you're going to get what you got coming. American, now the divide Republicans framer feared. Yes. No more. Okay. There's really not a whole lot of interesting shit. You know, Jeffrey Epstein's still making the news. Even though the guy is a child fucker. That's what he is. You know, talking about being forgotten, you know, after he died, hell on earth, devil face and fire. That don't look like Trump to me. I mean, it's orange, but it don't really look like him. I'm just joking. I'm joking. Don't get all upset. All right. Well, there's really not too much happening. A lot of drones in Colorado. Man having home built, dressed up as sheriff to intimidate. All right. Well, y'all, I want to sincerely thank all the listeners, the viewers, the commenters. Once again, thank you to the confidential informants who send me basically web links or ideals or whatnot to the website. It's True Power Is Mine, all one word, at gmail.com. That's TRUE. Fuck it. It's in the description. Read the fucking description. This shit's in the description. I know it's automatically there. But let me put this up here. Our symbol. Five lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the number of man. But it's 5 lines that makes the symbol of power. All right, y'all. Brother Marty, thank you for your service. All right. Well, this will conclude TPIM SR Live for today. Today's date, January 3rd, 2020, the year of our Lord. As always, friends, I ask you to live your life with integrity without hate, envy, or greed. Brothers and sisters, please, I ask, let's try to be kinder to one another. Peace and power, unity and victory, dignity and respect, liberation I'm out.